the network, we are the key, we are the trust the world was waiting to see. Identity rises, authentic and free. Welcome to the world of ENTIFY.
Hi there, and welcome back to Founders Journal. My name is Toby and I'm the founder of ENTIFY. Now, I've just had some very important feedback from two of the team members, Jason and Orly, so a big thank you to you two. It's such an important feedback they've given me that it's made me rethink the whole thing, because I still haven't fully explained this. People still don't get it, and it has to be explained properly. You see, people still thinking that ENTIFY is another digital identity. It just looks like, oh, we're doing another digital identity. We don't like that. We don't want any digital IDs. Now, the trouble is people don't realize, okay, you think you cannot have one. You say, oh, I will refuse the digital ID. You can't. It's already done. Everything you do online, everything on your mobile phone, everything is added together to profile you, surveil you. And it's already become a digital ID. They've got it. They just want to formalize it a bit more. So you think you can avoid it. You can't avoid it. We've all got it already. So, but ENTIFY is not just another one of these. No. Here's the thing. ENTIFY is not the identity. No. ENTIFY is the protection for the identity. It's a big difference. So I'm going to change the strapline. It's so big, I think I'm going to call it ENTIFY, Digital Identity Firewall. It's literally a firewall, a protection around your digital identity. And it's more than that, so I've got to have the full strapline be something like this. The first self-owned digital identity protected by an unbreakable cryptographic operating system. So that's it. ENTIFY, a digital identity firewall. The first self-owned digital identity protected by an unbreakable cryptographic operating system. So that's what it is. And we can do so much with that. So I'm going to change that on the website. And I've got to explain this to you once more. You see, we're still going to integrate with existing systems. Here's the thing. ENTIFY is neutral. It's got nothing to do with identity. It's a cryptographic operating system. All it has to do is protect that identity. Now, the problem is, here's the big problem, we do not have an identity. None of us have got it. We think we have, we haven't. Because we have not got an identity, I mean a lawful document presenting ourselves, we do not present ourselves. What happens is the state, the government, the corporations, they assume one for us. They are assuming an identity for us. And we don't realize. And then they give it to us and say, here, that is you. But it's not really. It's not a real identity. And because of that, they can do all sorts of things to us. They still own it. They can watch it. They can control it. It's not your identity. It doesn't belong to you. It belongs to them. And because you say nothing, it just keeps working. So we don't even have an identity. Here's the problem. So in ENTIFY, we have to create one. So we cannot protect your identity until you actually have one. So ENTIFY is still not the identity, but it's a method to create one for yourself. We've done all the hard work for you. You read out this affidavit and it will create a lawful document empowering your identity. So now you've got one. But still, we want to integrate with the existing world. The government will not accept that. They still want your legal name, your KYC, your digital ID. They still want it. So we say, fine, that's okay, give it to us and we will lock it away in our cryptographic system. So the ENTIFY is not the identity, it's neutral. Inside ENTIFY, you can have your real identity and you can have your government identity, both. All it does is lock them away in private with a firewall. So now nobody can get to those identities. Nobody can touch them. Even the government itself. They can no longer access the very identity that they have created for you. You've accepted it, so yeah, I'll take it, but I will protect it myself. They can't argue with that because we can prove, it's provable that ENTIFY is the superior cryptographic system. The ones they have, the internet, the centralized blockchain they want to build, is inferior. Centralized means inferior. It's open to corruption. Everyone can see it. Open to mistakes. Open to algorithmic AI mistakes. ENTIFY is not. It's perfectly unhackable, impossible to centralize, therefore can never be manipulated, can never be controlled, never be stolen, never be shut down, and most crucially, it cannot be accessed with the credit score system. You've taken your identity, they want to have a credit score, but you've taken it and locked it away. Now they can't get it. They cannot apply the credit score to it. You've still got it, but you've become anonymous, invisible. Your identity has been protected by a firewall, ENTIFY. So we're going to make this clear distinction so people get it. And then we have to be very clever to integrate with the real world. Because in order to integrate with the bank, integrate with the internet, there has to be a crossover. And the problem is we do not want to reveal our identity because out there you will lose it. It's dangerous. It's very insecure. So we must keep the identity private, dormant, permanent. Nobody can touch it. All we must do is release cryptographic proof. We just offer the proof. Here's the cryptography that says, yes, there's an identity present. And yes, it was valid at the time of creation. And yes, it has not changed since then. You do not have to know what that identity is, just that it is authentic. So ENTIFY is an authentication system. It authenticates your identity without revealing it to anyone. Even ENTIFY itself cannot get into that identity because you hold it offline on a card. It's on hardware, separate hardware. There's no way to hack this. Literally no way. You have to study the website and the white papers to see how powerful this cryptography really is. But I can say it is unbreakable, and once we build it, that's one of the first things we're going to do. We have to offer out a competition. Who can break the system? Let's see. It's not possible because it's a blend of hardware and software. And it's also using something I call conscious biometric cryptography. Again, that in itself is unbreakable. Anyway, I digress. How do we integrate? We integrate by using a clever structure of trust law and commercial law, private law and public law. We need to use both so that we can integrate with the bank without revealing our identity. Remember, we are a firewall, a protection surrounding us. But we still need to integrate without breaking that protection. So we have to do it in a layer. And this is how it's going to work. Your identity is yours. That includes your created identity, a lawful affidavit, and your government identity, your KYC. But that's locked away in a vault, cryptographic vault, gone. Now you have a second layer. You create a private trust for yourself. That private trust, you give it a name. It has a name, and there will be a way that we can record this name legally also. So it will be a legally recognized name for your private trust, but it's still not your real name. It's still not your KYC name, which is your government birth certificate name, and it's not your, you could say, sovereign name, because you could name yourself when you create your affidavit, that's fine. But neither of those names are your trust name. You create another one. And the trust, okay, the trust is a lawful structure that allows you to hold all your assets in there. So you have all your assets in there. And now you own them outright. This is called a allodial title. Everything you own, including your biometrics, you own them. And you have full authority to your identity. So this is layer 2, a private trust. Now you still need more. You see, to integrate with the world, you also need an address. You've now got a legal name for your private trust. That's not your real name. And it's not even your birth certificate name, but it's a legal name that you could use to operate with, but you need an address. And you don't want to give out your real address. That's private. You don't want to risk it. No one should ever know your real address. It's dangerous out there. So you still need another address. How do we get that? We need a third layer. So you have first of all, you have your identity. Second, you have your private trust. Third, we have a centralized, again, it's got to be centralized, private trust administration. And we call this the allodial reserve. So ENTIFY, we have to set this up. And this is a temporary structure because ultimately the whole thing will be decentralized. But until then, we need this. And this is now an administration that will look after everyone's individual private trust. So this will be a central location with a central address. So every one of the single private trusts, individuals, can use this central address. And we need one more layer, level 4, and that is now a public administration company, a limited company. So now this is moving to commercial law. We have to have a corporation, a limited company, compliant, tax-paying, financial administration company. And this can have a bank account. And this, of course, actually is the one with the address. So this one has the address and it has a corporate bank account. So now, but what does it do? It acts as an administrator for the allodial reserve private trust. So a single entity private trust is the client of a single entity corporation, which we're going to call IPC Limited, Internal Processing Center. So that is a single entity, and that single entity, IPC Limited, has a corporate bank account. So now we can actually integrate with the legacy finance. But it goes down the line, you see. So IPC is administrating to the allodial reserve private trust, but the allodial reserve private trust is administrating to everyone's individual private trusts with their own individual private trust name. But the private trust is still not you. You are still one layer deeper. You are the original authority of it all. And you are still separate. Separated from your private trust, which is separated from the allodial reserve, which is separated from IPC Limited, which is separated from the bank. So we have all these layers that separate us. And what it means is we can have a private bank account because all you have, it goes all the way to IPC Limited. It's like you would have a corporate bank account. You are a member of the corporation, they give you a card and you can go and spend the corporate money. But what happens is when you touch your card, the shop only sees IPC Limited. They don't see any name. It's a corporate account. But of course, you're not a member of the corporation. You are a client. But you're not a direct client. You are a client of the allodial reserve private trust. But your private trust is a client of you. You are the original authority. You authorize your private trust, another name. A legal name that becomes legal so it can be visible, but it's a firewall from your real name. Then you need an address, so that now authorizes the allodial reserve central private trust, so that can have a central real address to administer your private trust. So now you've got an address, a name and address you can use. But the allodial reserve address is the same address as IPC Limited, because the allodial reserve is a client of IPC Limited, and they ask IPC Limited for an address. So IPC Limited has a physical address, a physical bank account, a real bank account, and they can administer all the way down to you. But you now have a proxy name, IPC Limited, and a proxy address, IPC Limited. So you can have a bank account with being completely invisible. This would be the world's first private, anonymous, legal, lawful bank account. And it's okay because it's already proven. The super rich people do it like this. It's already done. Lots of examples of how you can do this. So it's not a big deal. But what we're doing is opening this up for everyone. Now you don't have to be a super rich billionaire to have private banking. We can all do it. But you have to have this identity. And it only works because we've got this high-level cryptography. And it's more than that, you see, because we've got this firewall now, this layered system. IPC Limited is the front line. That's the company that interacts with the world. And all of us are the client of it, going backwards, backwards, backwards. So we can use that as our firewall. It means we can do more. Because we have a proxy name, which is our private trust name, and a proxy address, which is IPC Limited address. We could use this in other documentation, I think quite legally. Again, this requires a lot more discussion, but it means you could effectively have an anonymous driving license or an anonymous passport. Again, what it means is you have to renew your passport, and instead of your name, you use your proxy private trust name. And you use the proxy address of IPC Limited. And it's okay because IPC Limited can demonstrate the reality of your identity all the way down, but it does not know it. It only needs the cryptographic proofs that it exists. So IPC Limited has no data, it just has the evidence that the data exists. So if anyone, the regulators come to IPC, tell me who your clients are, we'll openly say, here's the full thing, check it out. All we've got is cryptographic proofs. It's useless to anyone. If IPC Limited gets hacked, they can't do anything with the data. It's just gobbledygook, nothing. It's perfectly safe. IPC can be shut down and nothing will happen to us. Then we just open up another company and keep going because we've done nothing illegal, and we can demonstrate everything is legal because it goes all the way back to your private identity vault, and inside that is your real passport, your real KYC, your real driving license with your real name, i.e. your real government name. So your proxy name, proxy address can be demonstrated that it connects to your real name, real address, but you never reveal your real name, real address. ENTIFY is the firewall. So we're offering a service that protects your identity. And what it also means is, say for example, you do it with your driver's license. What it means is automated speeding fines, automated parking fines. They will go to IPC Limited. That now has to be a legal protection company. It's got to be a financial administration and a legal protection company. So it operates this. It will receive your fines, your notices, your warrants, your applications of seizure. You know, it protects your assets because you've got a proxy name, proxy address. It goes to them. Then they examine it. IPC Limited legal team examines it and says, okay, this doesn't look like enough. They send it back. Please provide full legal evidence of an offence. And until you can do such a thing, we will not present any evidence to you. And they won't be able to do it because it's automated. And a legal team will easily rebut every single piece of paper. But if by chance a real offence is proven, then we'll say, yes, okay, we accept that. We can reveal the cryptographic data, but we still don't know who it is. They still will not know who it is. All that they will be able to do is send a message. Send a message to that cryptographic link, but they don't know who it is. There's still no way of tracking the original identity. So all that will happen is, if it's you, you'll get a message. A legal offence has occurred in your proxy name. But it's up to you whether you do anything about it. It's still impossible to find who you are. Now again, if we do this, we've got to be very clever, because we must only have honest people joining this. We cannot have criminals joining this, because it certainly won't work. You cannot be overwhelmed with fines and notices and speeding. It won't work. That's why it only is working for sovereigns, people that have created the identity. A sworn affidavit saying that I will not be a criminal. I will be honest. I will behave honourably. I will commit no harm, commit no fraud, and I will keep my word. So you do your best, to be a good person. You're not going to be a criminal, but occasionally, these things happen. It's not your fault. You will have a firewall protecting you from all legal documentation. So this is the idea. Now again, it's a long way to actually get there, but I think this can be done. And the most important message is, ENTIFY is not the identity, it is the firewall protecting the identity. And once we've got this system, this network, now we can do a lot. We can build up a whole new ecosystem with this, because everyone is a proven, honest sovereign. They're not criminals, and we're all completely private. We can operate privately, effectively outside the system. We're in the system, but outside the system. We've never had this before. 100% compliant. The bank cannot complain. The government cannot complain. But 100% sovereign. So thank you so much for listening. I hope this made sense. Please do leave me any questions, comments or suggestions. This is always a work in progress. And I look forward to seeing you in the next episode of Founders Journal.
We are the network. We are the key. We are the tribe.